So, most of you know this by now, but the iPhone 10, in my opinion, is one of the best iPhones Apple made, at least in the last 5, 6 years. Honestly, for the last 10 years, to be honest. However, I did actually go ahead and buy another iPhone 10 in 2022. Now, this specific iPhone 10, actually, everything is fully functional with it, which is very, very interesting because I got it for less than $200. So, about $190 or $189, I believe I spent on it. And physically this thing looks in really, really good condition. The only thing that I even kind of saw that the seller actually didn't tell me was that on the side the screen seemed to be popping out just a little bit. Now you can't really tell, and I don't really think it's a crazy big deal, but if you actually look, it seems to be popping out just a little bit. Like if I were to pry my finger into it, I'm sure I could probably get it out one way or another, but it's really not that crazy big of a deal, at least in my opinion. Now, one of the coolest things about the iPhone 10 is with its OLED display. Now, funny enough, with this panel, I did actually buy it with a little bit of burn-in. Now, you can see that it's kind of hard to tell unless I go into a white background like this. I noticed that it looks like almost like a map. So if I go ahead and scroll into the bottom portion, you can see there's a little bit of like a GPS thing that kind of looks like it, as well as on the top. So not really that big of a deal, but it's one of those things that I saw. Now, on top of that, to answer the main question why I even bought this iPhone in the first place, well, it was mostly because of iOS 16. So with iOS 16 coming about, this iPhone that I have, I always like having an iPhone that's on the lowest version or the highest, end version on the lowest one that I have. So in this case with an iPhone 10, I wanted to make sure I had one on iOS 15 just in case there were a lot of issues or lots of bugs within iOS 16. Well, at least we have another iPhone we can go and compare it to next to it with speed, with glitches, with app opening speeds, with app glitches, anything like that. It's always good to have another iPhone laying around so we can always test those things. So that's the main thing why, or the main reason why I bought this device. But another thing that I honestly kind of see happening in the near future, with all this development going around for all these older iPhones, I do feel like some way, one way or another, there's going to be a huge resurgence of a lot of these older devices. So if you end up having some iPhones that are in decent condition that are a little bit older, although I'm really never going to sell any of my iPhones from at this point onwards, it's still nice to have some sort of these older types of iPhones laying around, so then you can actually go ahead and pretty much pick them up and resell them in the future if you want to, and they make a little bit of money. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's going to 100% happen, but it's another one of those things to keep in mind. And with an iPhone 10, Apple is no longer creating any iPhone 10s anymore, just like how they don't create any more iPhone 5s or any more like iPhone 6s. So in the future, I could feel like something like that could end up happening if this iPhone ends up getting support for many, many years to come. And honestly, for less than $200, I had to buy this thing. This was a really decent value. Again, I knew about the burn-in. I did not know about the display being chipped off, but even if it was, it's really not that big of a deal, to be honest. So that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.